Hello, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. I'm so happy to have you here. Before we jump into this unhaul today, just wanted to let you know that I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. More content. Hit the bell if you'd like to get notified when I upload. And now that's enough of that stuff. Let's dive into the video. Today I have an unhaul for you. This year I'm trying to be a little more strict with my unhauls. My library has gotten out of control. I have over 600 books, which is beautiful. It makes me happy, but also these books that are cluttering my shelves don't leave me room for the books that I really want. So I do have this book haul split into like 3 quick little different categories. The first is books that I just have multiple copies of, and I don't really need multiple copies of them because maybe they're not like they're not special copies or like special editions. It's just that I maybe got them in a book box, and so I don't need another one of them. So that's why I'm unhauling them. Then I have one where the books actually disappointed me and I won't ever read them again, or in fact I DNF them and I don't care about them, or some books that it's time that they go. So those are the 3 categories. I'll start with the books that I have multiple copies of, and I'll just kind of go through those. So the first one is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nan. I got a beautiful copy with gold foil from my, what's it called? From Owl Crate. So I don't need this copy. I have an author signed copy. I definitely am planning to read this book soon, and I just don't need this copy, which is going to be the same for all of these. Vicious and Vengeful, I actually have annotated copies from my friend Murphy because I'm one of her Patreons, and so she annotated these for me, and I'd rather have the ones with her annotations in it than these. So I'm actually going to give this set to one of my friends as a gift. I think it'll be a nice present for them. So, yay. Then The Cruel Prince, I actually got a copy of this as a present from my Secret Santa, so I'm getting rid of one of my copies that I don't need. And then Grace and Fury, I got a beautiful copy in an Owl Crate box, and I don't need this one. See, that's so easy. Next, we'll save the juicy ones for coming up here because I have a lot more to say about those. Next, I have the Rook, which I bought and tried to read quite a few times, but I just could not get into this story, and it's just so much. This was supposed to be about this girl named Mafani who wakes up and has or maybe it's Miffany. I was told how to say it, but I don't know. Whatever. But it's this woman wakes up and she has no idea who she is or where she is. She finds out she's actually a special agent for the supernatural, and she was prepared for her to lose her memory, so she wrote all these letters to herself. I don't know. It sounds super interesting, but I just found it so boring. So I'm just giving up. Next is Ted Dekker Outlaw. I got this for really cheap at Barnes & Noble, but I'm just probably not going to get to it. I used to love Ted Dekker, and I do want to try to reread some more of him eventually, but I'm just not into it right now, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then this one is Atlantia by Ali Condi. I actually liked this one when I read it. I've had this book for quite a few years, but just going through my shelves of stuff I want to get rid of, I'm never going to read it again. And so I figured I'd get rid of it. I had unhauled the Match Trilogy previously, but this is about this girl that people have moved below the surface because Earth on top is too polluted. So they still breathe air, but they live below in the ocean where they have air down there. I don't know. And when you are 16 years old, you can either choose to stay down below or go up above. And she chooses to stay below, but her sister chooses to go above. And she feels really betrayed by that. And once you choose, you can never change your mind. And so now she's stuck down below, and I don't know. It was okay, but I'm just never going to read it again. All right. Now the books that disappointed me or I DNF'd. All right. First, we have Shadowrun by Adrienne Strickland and Michael Miller. I've tried reading this book 4 different times. I even bought the audio. The audio was awful. Like, the pacing was so bad. Their reading, just how they read the story was so frustrating. I wanted to read this one so good. It's like a space novel about and there's this chemical called shadow that they mine, and then they use it for certain things. And I don't know. I don't have super great explanation for this one. It just bored me, and I've tried reading it so many times, and I just can't get into it. And so it's time to get rid of it and make room for other things. All right, next. Some of these are going to make people so mad. It makes me sad. The next is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I DNF'd this, and I'm just never going to try to read it again. I didn't like who the main character was turning into. I didn't find her very sympathetic by the point that I got to, and I'm just not interested in this kind of war that they're fighting. I thought it was very interesting. It's very diverse. It's very forward-thinking. As a female, Rin really goes for what she wants, and I really appreciated that. I just didn't appreciate what kind of person she was turning into later on. Treating the enemy like they're not human, calling them not human, the things they were willing to do to fight them. I wasn't into it. And I know this is a lot of people's favorite book, but I had to give up on it. Next, Damsel. This was my most hated book of last year. Shouldn't be a surprise I'm getting rid of this. You can check out one of my worst books of 2018 if you want to hear a full rant. But basically, this had a case of bestiality in it that I will never get over. And I don't care how artsy or fancy you try to make it about why it happened. I'm not buying. So, no. Next is Fox by Nadine Brandes. Again, I was really bored. I got this on audio and in hardcover because one of my favorite narrators reads it. Nadine does this pretty interesting thing where she takes historical events and adds an element of fantasy to this. She also has a book coming out this year called Romanoff, which I read, and I really wanted to like that one too, and I didn't. But I read that whole book because it was an arc, and so I wanted to finish it. And I probably will still buy a copy of it because it has a beautiful cover. See, look at it. It's so pretty. But I just couldn't get into Fox, and maybe it's because I don't know this history well enough to be into it, but I just couldn't do it, and so I'm going to get rid of it, which is sad, but I am. Someone else will appreciate it. And next, and this one I think will hurt people a lot, but and they're so beautiful, but I just can't read it. I just can't. I am getting rid of Strange the Dreamer and The Muse of Nightmares. I'm going to put these down because my light is bouncing off of it. Strange the Dreamer was so hard to get through. It was a slog. It was a slog of about 600 pages. Let me be accurate. Yeah, it was a slog of 500 pages and then 30 pages of good at the end. And I'm just not willing to do that with Muse of Nightmares. And I also, I loved Laszlo. He is everything people say he is. He's this wonderful librarian, a beautiful person. And I want him to have all the good things, but I don't want to read about them. So. All right. Tell me what you think about these Unhaul choices. Are there any that you strongly disagree with? Is there something I should give another chance to? I won't, but you can try to convince me. That'd be cool. Again, my name is Jen, and I put up no videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!